Officials at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention released a statement on Tuesday advising Americans to begin preparing for the spread of the coronavirus in the U.S. According to the CDC, at this point, the arrival of the coronavirus across the U.S. is an inevitable eventuality rather than a possibility. The only unknown is when exactly it will hit each state. It's important to equip yourself with the facts so you know best practices for avoiding infection as well as what to do if you become sick. And, just as it's vital to keep an emergency preparedness kit in your home in the case of natural disaster, there are health essentials to stock up on to best avoid coronavirus infection or to have on hand before you might get sick. Here's all you need to know ahead of the spread of the coronavirus in the U.S. Most important practices to stay healthy. In an ideal scenario, interventions by the CDC and other health organizations will mitigate the virus so that it's contained or at least the spread is minimized. However, it's best that individuals practice preventative measures, both for personal and public well-being. Here are the main ways to keep yourself, your loved ones, and everyone around you healthy. 1. Wash your hands. While this sounds obvious, it is the simplest way to fight germs. Wash your hands not only after using the bathroom and before preparing food, but also throughout the day after you come into contact with public spaces like a public bus, a staircase railing, a doorknob, etc. The CDC advises that each hand washing last at least 20 seconds, with vigorous scrubbing using soap and warm water. The friction during hand washing is key. Use an antibacterial soap, and if you have kids, make sure to wash their hands frequently. 2. Simple hand sanitizer won't cut it alone. 2. Sanitize surfaces. Beyond washing your hands after they come into contact with the outside world, you should sanitize the surfaces that you're in contact with regularly, says the CDC. This includes your keyboard, phone, countertops, tables and desks, doorknobs, touchscreens, your children's toys, remote controls, and any other objects that you tend to touch in your daily life, especially if they're also touched by other people. To do this, you can use alcohol-based wipes or household cleaning spray. 3. Stay away from anyone who is coughing or sneezing. This tip is simple. Keep away from people who seem sick. Even if they're sick with a common cold, coming into contact with their germs will lower your immune system, making you more susceptible to other more serious viruses. 4. Cover your own coughs and sneezes. If you're coughing and sneezing, even if it's just due to seasonal allergies, make sure you're covering them to keep others around you safe. The CDC recommends using a tissue to cover coughs and sneezes rather than a hand or elbow. And if you can stay home if you have any symptoms. Illness, always do so. 5. Avoid touching your face. This can be difficult, but as much as you can, you should stop yourself from touching your nose, mouth, and eyes. If you have kids, you should also watch them to make sure they aren't touching their faces or putting their hands or foreign objects in their mouths. 6. Stay home when you're sick. Do not go to work, to the grocery store, or anywhere else when you're sick. While it can be tempting to power through illness, taking time off work can be extremely difficult, especially if you're paid hourly or don't have sick days. Resting and keeping